Hi friends, happy new moon in Capricorn, which is swiftly moving into a moon in Aquarius, being that it was at 28 degrees Capricorn, a very structured degree. Remember, we're at the end of the Capricorn season, so we've been working on building our foundation, allowing that Saturnian rulership of Capricorn to hold us, to structure us to become more efficient, to build our blueprints, to feel a little bit of contraction of energy, a drawing inward of energy, to help focus our will, focus our mind. I mean, we've had Mercury, Venus, Mars, and all in Capricorn shining with the sun, and now we've had the moon in Capricorn for the last 2 days. So we have had this culmination and peak of this Capricornian energy. And it's funny because Capricorn squares my sun, but this Capricorn season, I've been finding ways to really allow it to help structure, bring me more structure, stability, and holding, being held in the esoteric Kabbalistic tradition, the tree of life. Saturn is seen as a female, seen as the great mother who watches over the universe. The Sephira, which means sphere of light, is called Binah, and basically the universe has to be birthed through her and birthed through Saturn. Also on the tree of life, the tarot card, the pathway that connects into the material world, is the universe, which the major arcana, the universe card, the world card, which is ruled by Saturn. So everything needs that focus and that constriction, that womb space before it's being birthed actually into the physical. It needs to receive its structure, its codes, its DNA, its little, I'm seeing like rooms where the creation is being organized before it forms and becomes the creation, the baby, whatever it is, the project, the new pathway. So what is it that you've been working on this Capricorn season? What is it that you've been growing? Maybe you've been growing it with somebody else. Maybe it's a home space. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's just new patterns and structures for your life and how you'd like it to flow with more ease and grace. Maybe it's been a release of things to open new pathways. So now that we have started this new moon cycle in Capricorn, write out your blueprints, be that architect of your life as we always are, and utilize this energy to buoy you and support you. May we all use it to buoy us and support us, and to call on that great mother essence, that womb presence, to help hold us and to nourish us with what we need to bring forth that creation. So a couple tidbits there. Now, I did pull a couple cards. This is from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot right here. Dreams of Gaia, beautiful. These are very complex cards. They're not like regular tarot cards, but it's always interesting to see what comes up. I'm going to go over the first two cards more briefly, and then I'll dive into the third card a little bit more in depth. So the first card is the Two of Air. This is two opposing forces coming to a head, but in a way of peace. So they are learning how to come to an equilibrium. They haven't quite, but they're learning how to choose peace over the opposing force. In all things, we have two contending forces and one that unites them. So choosing love, choosing light, choosing how you want to receive energy from others, from how you give out energy to others. There was a really great phrase in here as I was reading through this book. I like to kind of look through it as I'm before. And let me see. Okay, so the Two of Air offers a choice between two paths. You can choose a path of peace or a path of conflict, one of dichotomy, one of integration. Which one will you choose? So just as in the yin and the yang, you have the black and the white within one another. Allowing yourself to be supported in whatever situation you feel you're in right now. And this being said, I'm going to just dive into the second card because I feel like it really went right along with it. You have the Five of Fire. Look at that. So this is a very ego card. So conflict of belief systems. Who's right? Did you hear my perspective? Did you hear what I want? Like there's a lot of chaos and conflict here. So rivalry between people, a battle for control and dominance, can lead one person to place obstacles in the path of another in order to slow their progress or deter them completely. Why? Because they want to be the one with the power, influence, or potential wealth and will not allow the competitor to take what they believe to be theirs. So in this card, of course, there's a lot of chaos that is going on in the world. How can we bring a peace? How can we bring things into an equilibrium, at least into a neutral state? And in this card, it also says, abide by the golden rule in this moment. Treat others how you yourself would ask and expect to be treated. If you would not like to have your choices questioned and judged, or to be attacked for no good reason other than you had a similar idea to another, do not do the same to others. So choosing to look within at what we're doing within oneself before we project or respond outward, of course. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Sometimes it's blatant. Sometimes it's easy to see. And we're like, oh, let me shift that. But sometimes it's very subtle. And we really have to go, oh, that's an old patterning. That's an old belief system. Why would I believe that? Why would I choose that? Is that beneficial? Is that even true? Does it have any basis? So, really dropping in and feeling in that, is that an ego decision? This is a big ego card right here. So the third card, which I thought was a beautiful unity and bringer of peace to the two conflicting cards. I mean, look at that. You can't get more duality and separated than these two. Is union. So this in traditional tarot reminds me of the Lover's card. Okay, it's beautiful. Look at those dragons up there. Maybe I'll post a picture of this, like it's a little bit clearer. Beautiful dragons. He's doing the inner alchemy. Look at those chakra systems coming into alignment with that greater eye of the higher consciousness, that third eye, and there's a waterfall coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so when the union card appears, it symbolizes stepping into the void within and using this time ahead to create. It is very affirming, but a simple meaning. Center yourself. Allow peace to flow through you and fill your senses. What you do with this powerful moment is your choice, but make the time to use it. Make the time to use it. Each moment's powerful. Are we coming into alignment? Are we dropping back into our heart center? Our hand over our heart, connecting with our presence, our inner self, our higher presence, our mighty master within, and connect with our spirit guides, our archangels, ascended masters, guardians of light, ancestors of light, celestial beings that walk beside us. Okay. Let's see. I am going to read something in here I thought was really beautiful for the masculine and feminine. Okay, so now it is time to open and embrace the feminine within you without fear, to receive and accept the true and beautiful nature of your physical self, and to allow it to be without shame, judgment, or condemnation. It is time for complete self acceptance of how you think, feel, believe, and perceive and appear. Now it is time to open and embrace the masculine within without fear, to be strong and powerful without a desire to compete, control, or dominate. Remember, however, that while the divine masculine may not seek to dominate, it is not submissive. Use logic and reason, but not to the exclusion of emotions and intuitions. Embrace the divine feminine by honoring your emotions and allowing them to flow without repression or denial. Accept your thoughts and beliefs as being a reflection of your truth and reality. Love your physical form without condition. Treat it as a temple and worship within. Step into the flow and use your intuition with trust, confidence, and marry it with logic and reason. Be sensitive, be vulnerable, be strong, be compassionate, be kind, be active, be creative, be all, be whole. And, you know, coming back to this card, I thought that was really beautiful, bringing those opposing forces together in the union through love, through that inner love first, and then expressing outward. So this is the message for this new moon Capricorn cycle. So if whatever time you watch it, whether, it's the next 24 hours or, it's the next week or two, know that we are continuing to structure our life. And what are we choosing? And even though we move through duality every day and the opposing forces, how are we uniting them? Through love, through light, through the higher potential, through the higher aspects, bringing that potential essence into actual form in the physical world. And utilize what symbols awaken in you and ignite in you. I said dragons earlier. I was looking through these. I'm like, I guess they're not really dragons, but they look like dragons. And I have a connection to dragons. So what is it for you that you have a connection that lights you up, that inspires you forward? I invite you to move along that pathway in a healthy, relevant way for your extension and creation in this world and this life. And send you so much love and blessings. Remember to call in your guides and higher presence and take that time and space. I'm hearing strongly also purify the chakras, the energetic system, connect with Mother Earth, not just at your root, but down into the earth chakra, down into the core of the earth. Being nurtured and clearing and giving gratitude and thanks for Mother Earth, and also connecting up into your higher star chakras, your divine essence, that great lotus of light, and bringing that down all the way into the root and bringing that earth energy up and purifying in a very spiral, like DNA kind of way. All right, blessings, my dear friends. And if you'd like to book a reading, let me know. I'm doing astrology, tarot, oracle card readings, guided meditations, and we can also specialize year ahead readings if you want to focus on like a 6-month reading for the energies ahead. All right, many blessings, and I will see you later.